All right, what's up, traders? Another one here from the Dark Side team, and just looking at Bitcoin real quick, and uh, and this is just some more food for thought, like let's just, and I'm showing it on Bitcoin because the main reason I'm showing it on Bitcoin really is because what is Bitcoin? What is the chart supposed to represent? I mean, all charts are supposed to represent this, but when you think Bitcoin, right, a crypto token, whatever you want to call it, a very popular commodity at this point. What do you think the chart represents? It should represent, it should be a reflection rather of the buyers and sellers, right? The people who are buying Bitcoin and the people who are selling their Bitcoin, right? That's what charts represent. It should be the reflection of what's taking place amongst both parties, right? Zero sum market, buyers, sellers, give, get, fear, greed, all that stuff. It's the same thing. But when Bitcoin, let's just let the chart get moving. When Bitcoin does things like this, right? When it makes a new high, and I'm not going to go into extreme detail about the stupid ass order blocks and imbalance. You guys can pick them out on your own. But when you see Bitcoin doing this, and there's order blocks and imbalances and whatever they're calling them this year, there's that. When you see they do this, right? Where's our structure, right? There's our structure. Higher highs, higher lows. There's our setup, right? Obviously, this would be a familiar setup for a lot of people. Stop shouldn't go right here, right here, right here, but everybody wants to do that. But regardless, when the market moves, let's just watch this one play out. When it moves, in ways like this, it really makes you wonder. There's your tag, right? There's your entry, there's your limit, there's whatever it is. Again, this price action is supposed to represent the buyers and sellers exchanging their coins, right? And we see it. So I mean, I don't understand, and things like that happen, right? But there's no manipulation, right? So let's just quickly move things around, right? Let's watch how easy it is. Let's just move this to here, move this to here, and now what do we have? We have the same thing, right? Now we have higher high, higher low, higher high, break of structure, area to sell from, right? Same shit. Although somehow the buyers and sellers are managing to create such lucrative price action to most popular setups like smart money concepts, for example, structural trading, for example. I'm sure there's support and resistance in here somehow. So somehow the buyers and sellers know how to make head and shoulders patterns, right? Isn't that interesting when you think about it? How do they know to do that? Well, let's just watch it. There's price, right? And there it is into your zone. And then there's current price action. So right before the end of the day, they did it one more time. They did this one more time, right? Just show the sell right here, stop around here, right? Right there, here. Again, and then we know the result because you saw it play out. And that's current price action on Bitcoin right now. So how is what I'm asking you, right? How is this Bitcoin chart the reflection of buyers and sellers of Bitcoin? Just like you, I'm sure you probably have some in your wallet. You probably got some. And how were you guys all a part of this? How did all these people work together to somehow know when to spike out the buyers, right? When to spike out the sellers, right in here. How do they know all that, right? Guys, this is just food for thought. I mean, if you really believe that this is what's taking place in the market, well, then unfortunately, you're still part of the other side, But I mean, and this is just one single example. We happen to be talking about Bitcoin on my team, and I haven't looked at it in a little while. And as soon as I opened up my chart, I'm like, wow, the games, the games, the games. I mean, you can look at it any way you want. We can go a little deeper somehow. We can say, I don't know, this was the sweep, right? The collection of liquidity, right? That's another good one right now. So there's the collection of liquidity where they swept these highs. So that area was done. Let's see where we would have been thinking back here. Look at how they set it up so beautifully for you. Let's just back it up a little bit. Think about it, right? So if you're being a conservative trader, okay, you see they swept the highs, okay? So you're like, all right, well, that's a collection of liquidity. That's a popular thing now. So remember, some people are seeing what ascending price action, higher high, higher low, higher high, right? So they're seeing that. So some people are waiting to buy here. All right, so we'll let them buy there. Bitcoin lets them get their buy because they're seeing, again, They're seeing low, high, higher low, higher high. They want to get long. They're seeing the market like this. And it's not anything wrong with that. That's what they were taught, and that's what makes sense. It just created a new higher high. It swept at all-time high. Now it's on its way back up, right? That's one person's opinion. The other person's opinion that thinks their strategy is superior is saying, no, that's not a higher high. That's a sweep of liquidity. That means that the market's going to sell off. Okay. So the higher high people get to go first, right? Higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. They get to enter the market. They get taken out of the market, right? Now it's this guy's turn who says, no, I told you that was never a higher high. That was a collection of liquidity. Now the market's supposed to go to the downside, right? What's he seeing? He's seeing BOS, higher high, higher low, higher high, just like you, but he had a different opinion. He said this was the collection of liquidity. Now that they've swept the highs, they're ready to push their way down. There's no room for them to go any higher. They've collected the liquidity. He's going to look to sell from this area as an extreme, maybe this area as a decisional, maybe this area as a trend line, maybe this area as support term resistance. It all depends on maybe the EMAs, right? Maybe he's looking like that. It all depends on your style and your strategy that's supposed to work. But if you just look at them closely, you just look at them, they're just extorted. All of them gone. Everybody's dead. Everybody's dead. Hey, it's a new year. It's the same shit taking place as before, only a little bit worse at this point, which is great for us. These are some really, really good market conditions right now based off of our trading style. And it's not always like this. We're the first ones to admit it. When my Telegram channel is quiet, it's because I'm not doing anything. But to be honest, right now, we're not. I don't even want to post anymore onto our Telegram because it's bad. We're really doing some damage right now. And these are the times we wait for. This is why patience is so important, because if you end up taking the shit setups, like I spoke about in that previous video that I made about how to build any type of consistency, just watch that again. I just posted it again too. Hopefully you guys watch it. But if you waste your time and your money on those shit setups, when the market comes into that perfect ripe area that we need it in, based off our style of trading, it's like you have no money left to play, and that's how it should be for you guys too. You got to recognize when it's your time to trade and when it's not. When it's not your conditions, it's probably not your fault that you're not seeing anything. It's probably because there's nothing there. People often confuse their knowledge of the market by how often they're seeing setups. They feel like if they can't find a setup every day, then they don't know what they're doing, or they're looking at something wrong, or they're making a mistake. But I don't know what would make you think that the market is obligated to show you a setup every day. I mean, it doesn't make sense, right? Casinos are open every day. Markets open every day too. Like I tell my guys, you want to find something to do every day? Go to the gym. Your setups won't go anywhere. Wait for your setup to develop. Do something else in the meantime. Talk with you guys.